Welcome to the court. I'm its Jester. And I'm gonna try out playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Begin game. I've never played this one before, so we'll see how it goes.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I'm gonna be real, I'd be pretty happy with that job too, honestly, if I could.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Are you done, narrator? Can I talk now? Oh god, I work in production, so it can get pretty dull and repetitive, and I love it, because I just get into a pattern and I listen to actual play podcasts all day. For me, it's amazing. But for other people, it's terrible, and we had a new hire who, 2 hours into her shift, just got up, said, "Oh my god, I can't do this," and left. How do I get up? Oh. There we go. Can I take my mug with me? Can I take a pencil with me? No? Okay, we're leaving.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Why do
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so what's the difference in promotion between who gets a cubicle and who gets their own office? Are they not allowed to decorate?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I like that phone. I want to take that phone. This mug just... Oh, I thought this mug said... This mug says number 1 dad, but for a second I didn't see that number symbol, so I just thought it said I dad. Well, there's papers on the floor. This is filthy. Does this mean we just get to steal office supplies? Can we just take all the mugs? I'm gonna be real, if I ever got fired from my job, I'd steal all the mugs on my way out.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Oh god, why did it close behind me? Who did that?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you, take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers, resent coworkers for not putting a stop to it. Using slides to assure employees everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some... But stop sliding through fast. I wanted to read that. Fuck you. What's this say? To do. Synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market prod. Monetize free to play. Okay. That's how you get children into gambling, but whatever.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh dear God. We're just gonna fall down those stairs and snap our necks.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Oh god, we're trapped in here.
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
6969!
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
6969! Boop. I forgot what the thing told me.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
I really thought 6969 was the answer there, fellas.
Keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. This is sketchy. This is how you end up in a cult. I just know it.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
I haven't thought for myself this entire time. I've just been doing whatever the narrator tells me.
It occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
That one says escape. Oh god, are we being mind controlled? Is that why we're is listening to the narrator being mind controlled?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay, well, I've committed to the listening to the voice in my head route, so let's see how this goes first.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay, cool. We're in a cult. This is a pyramid scheme, isn't it?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I want to back out. Oh god, the gate! There's nowhere to go but forward.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Oh god.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh, I forgot to ping everyone with this. I forgot to do the everyone. In my chat. Whoops! Alright, what is
Here was
this?
the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay, narrator. How do I do that? Oh, power. Hello! Hello! I've been doing everything the narrator tells me. I'm pretty sure that's bad, though.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Okay, instead of listening to whatever the narrator tells me, I'll just listen to whatever you tell me.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
Is it too late for me to press the
off
off button?
Nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then?
Let's book it!
2 minutes.
We gotta go.
Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
How do I get out of
A
here?
moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
Okay, that's
I have to
5.
say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
Are we gonna die here?
I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what?
Where's the third button? I found 1 and 2. Where's 3? Do I have to do them in order?
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
What did I do to you?
Okay,
I pressed the wrong button. That's what I did to you.
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? One
I don't
soul?
know.
Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
Oh,
you're
we're gonna
still
die
playing
here.
instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you
Holy crap!
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30
Stanley,
seconds
quick,
until a big
dance!
boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully?
Stanley, jump!
Choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
So that took a turn. That took a turn indeed. Okay, we gotta get out of here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. Okay, just never even go up in that room. Don't set off the detonator.
Stanley came to a set of two.
No, I'm going through the right one. Fuck you.
The correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Quick, steal the coffee.
Truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Quick, break the soda
Stanley
machine.
simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I'm gonna drink in that soda. Quick, Stanley, break the machine. Damn it, Stanley. Quick, grab the coffee maker. We can use it as a weapon.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Steal the painting. Steal the painting, Stanley. Stanley's bad at this.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. I refuse.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Look, narrator, I'm following someone else's directions, not yours.
I've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
You killed me.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Okay.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay. This door? Oh, shit. Oh, God, unplug
That's
it.
her, Stanley. You need to be... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone?
Yeah.
Now, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another.
Stanley
As
has
it
a
comes
wife?
in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything.
What?
I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
I'm a cute anime girl.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long.
It's been
If
like
you'd made
20
any
minutes.
more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
What?
Please observe this helpful instruction.
Oh my
video.
God, I tried to put tinfoil in the microwave one
It's
time.
the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world
Is
to
that a
make life
cricket?
better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought Then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking.
And this is why I
Turn
don't
to a
talk to
partner
several
and
of my
practice
relatives
saying,
anymore.
My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack.
Wait, do crack? Doing
Excellent.
crack is a terrible
Making
choice!
choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back.
Oh, what the fuck?
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay. Do I make 8 choices a day? Wait, are we going back?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
How do I jump?
The main character dying senselessly halfway through the story.
How do I jump?
That story would make no sense at all.
Let me jump!
We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse.
Is there a jump button?
Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I'll be back for you later. Wait, spacebar's jump. I'm not jumping. Steal the clock! Oh god. Stanley doesn't even want to steal any office supplies.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Quick, eat this
All
plant.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ba-ba-ba. Okay, I'll listen to him.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for not getting fired. Talk less, do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day. No expectation of promotion or recognition. The slides go too fast for me to read them all the way. Then again, maybe I'm just a slow reader.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
This looks different than the
Shocked,
last time.
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115.
Night
He
Shark.
spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Bop, 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 bop. Night Shark 115. Oh
I'm
god.
sorry, is there a problem?
Dude, There's
You
no
didn't
button
mishear
for
me,
it.
Did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Stanley can't talk, dude.
Okay, fine. You're not gonna do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously.
Well,
If you
Mr.
didn't
Narrator,
want to see
I
what
could
have
have
to show you,
chosen to
then
be
why
playing
did you come
Persona
here?
5
You're a
Royal
traitor. You could
instead.
have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over
I
there.
could have played
Why
Persona
did you come
5.
this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
Did the narrator
Behave
just have a
exactly as
stroke?
Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
No! Why did you do that?
Because someone in chat
Quickly,
told me not
hurry
to.
back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
No. 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 Oh, okay. Let's go.
Oh, it's ruined.
Whoop!
I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you... My story. You've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that?
I don't
what
know
did you think
anymore,
was
man.
so special about seeing the game undone? Left here like so much garbage. It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I...
Excuse me, good sir. I'm trying to get to that door over
I have
there.
to shut the game down. I have to.
What?
I have to.
What? Okay. Oh, what the shit?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
Oh, God.
You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
What?
What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley?
I don't know
He knows how
Stanley.
to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
I know, Stanley's your good
That
little
thought
sub.
hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just
feel
gone through
bad.
the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious.
Okay, I'll
would
do
have
it
been
next
so
time.
Perfect. I worked so hard on it.
Okay.
I tried so hard to make...
I'll go do it. Just don't cry.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
Oh, God.
I need you to walk through the door.
Oh,
Are you
God.
listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
What?
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to
Okay,
make a
I'll go
decision.
do everything
It
you
cannot
say
exist
next
without
time.
You. You
Oh.
understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something.
Oh, God.
Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it.
I feel bad.
You hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there?
finish the game in a half hour if the credits are already here. Fuck, but damn, it wasn't worth it. I feel bad.
To make sure your choice is correct, that is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Okay. I'll go and do everything you asked this time, okay? I feel guilty. I feel guilty and I want to let the narrator have his story.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Okay,
he
let's
had
go.
simply missed a memo.
Let's go do whatever the narrator wants. I feel really guilty.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. I feel
Yet
bad.
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an
What's the code
indication
again?
of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret.
Cool, can you
that
hurry
lay
it up
buried
here, man? I'm
beneath
trying
his
to give
feet.
you a win.
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Narrator, I want you to know, I'm doing this out of pity. I'm gonna give you the ending you want for the story you wrote, because I feel like I made you cry. Let's go.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Let's go, let's go.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yep, I do. I got the strength.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
Cool.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
We're in a
And
pyramid
Stanley,
scheme, aren't
one
we?
of them, eternally
This has
monitored in
gotta
this
be a
place
pyramid
where
scheme.
freedom
I
and
almost ended up in a pyramid scheme once. Oh, you can crouch? What button do you press to crouch? Oh. Okay, shift doesn't do anything.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It
I,
couldn't
I,
be
I
true.
got a job
Had
interview
Stanley really been under
for a
someone's
job
control all this
where I would
time?
sell
Was
knives.
this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept
My
it
mom
by
didn't let me go to the interview. I was so happy. I was like, Mom, I finally got a job
No.
interview. And she was
He
like, what's it for? And I'm
refused
like,
to
I'm going to
believe it.
sell
He couldn't
knives. And then
accept
she
it.
was like,
His
you
own
are going
life
to get
in
tricked into
someone
a
else's
pyramid
control.
scheme.
Never.
No.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine...
I turned it off. Are you happy now, narrator? Narrator? Narrator?
blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Yes.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange...
Are you ramping up for a sequel?
But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Woo, let's go run around!
The only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path.
How are we gonna get home?
This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Was Stanley like cloned and raised here?
Was happy.
Does he have a car? Stanley, you good, buddy? Okay, well, we gave the narrator a pity win, so now we can go back to fucking with him. I felt really guilty about making the narrator cry.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Like, I made the narrator cry. I felt bad about it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it.
Yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
I have an
lounge
idea.
first, just to admire it.
I have so many ideas.
Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
exactly
door on his left.
I was planning on jumping off it.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
What?
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Yay!
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the
I'll go
meeting
jump on
room,
that one.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I go over this door.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, where's the other? Okay, let's see. Where's the other platform I can jump onto?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else...
Oh, I jumped too soon!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no
Whoops!
one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
I'll get it right next time.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I think the
Stanley
narrator
decided
even
to
got
go
a
to
little
the
bit
meeting
upset
room.
with that on
Perhaps
me.
he had simply missed a memo.
I think the narrator knew the first time I did it on purpose, the second time was an accident.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
I will
knew
go
it
to the
perfectly
meeting
well.
room when I am
Perhaps
good
he
and
wanted
ready.
to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his
I
left.
will take that door when I want to take that door, and not a second sooner.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Yeah, several
I'm
times.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you or what? Really?
Yeet.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
A little.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Is there a puppy in here? There better be a
Thank
puppy
God
in
you are
here.
willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
I came in here because I wanted a puppy. And you're making me go in a
We
circle?
would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Is it a puppy?
What do we want? What are we looking for?
A puppy?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Oh, I'm about to feel bad again, aren't I? This is boring. I know you're happy. I'm not. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go back.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
What?
No!
I'm a monster.
Oh, thank God. You lived. No. No. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me.
I'm a
I can't go
bad
back to what I was
person.
before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for my God? Is this really how much you dislike my game?
I
That you'll
didn't
throw
like
yourself
the
in this platform
room.
over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
I didn't like the
Am I reading
room.
the
I didn't like the
situation
room with the
correctly?
blue lights. It hurt my eyes.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
I'm gonna be honest,
just
man.
wanted
I'm
us
really
to
just
get
listening
along.
to. I'm just listening
I
to
guess that
chat
was too
here.
much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Oh God, I feel like I'm kicking a puppy.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
Oh my
I'm
God,
going back.
that's just. Okay, that was terrible.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I feel like we're bullying the poor
When
thing.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Like,
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach.
like in the
but
like
eager to get
after
back to
this,
business,
after the
Stanley
narrator
took the
killed
first
me, I
open
felt
door
like,
on his
okay,
left.
I'll do whatever to you. But now, like after that, I feel like
Stanley
it's
was so bad
bullying.
at following directions.
I
It's
feel like it's
incredible he wasn't
bullying.
5 years ago.
This is bullying.
Look, Stanley, I
I'm
think
bullying
perhaps
the
we've gotten off
narrator.
on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about what? Really?
What?
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why-
I don't know.
I don't know
Honestly,
how
I
to
think I'm
convince you
just
of this,
seeing
but
what will
I
happen.
really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Boop, boop, boop.
Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important.
Let me through the
Stanley
door.
walked through the red door.
No.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically
A little bit,
for
yeah.
you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better?
A
What
puppy.
did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
I want a
Tell
puppy.
you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I'll give you a 3.
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion?
What?
You know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good?
Puppy.
Think we can do that?
Puppy.
Yes? Hmm?
Puppy.
Wonderful.
Puppy.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look. Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
No. The leaderboard did not help. Is this meant to happen? I'm trapped. I broke it for real? This isn't the way, like, you break the game and the game's supposed to be, like, broken in a pre-scripted way. I actually broke it for real. You know, the thing about this game is I don't know if I should restart. Oh, I do need to restart. Okay. Whoop! On the bright side, I really did break it. Okay, gotta minimize. Whoop. I'll start it again. I don't know the menu button. I just went into Steam. Oh, that key. Okay. Please enter the current time. Okay. It's 7:48. Why do you need to know the time? Hang on, hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up this game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whatever time you like. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Okay. I feel like the fact that I really did set the clock
This is the story of a man named
makes
Stanley.
me a bit insane.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to
Okay,
go
let's
to the
get back
meeting
to where
room.
we were.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I want to tell him that the leaderboard did not motivate me.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Gotta go back to the doors. What's this? Where am I? I got lost.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
You asked me if the leaderboard motivated me, and I
Look,
need
Stanley,
to give you
I
an
think
answer to
perhaps
that
we've gotten
question.
off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust
I
in
consider
someone
us
else
having
can be
more of
difficult,
a Mario
but the fact
go-karting
is that
with
the
Bowser
story has
kind of
been about
vibe.
nothing but you all this time. Really? I was
Sorry.
in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Sometimes
Are
you
that
gotta take a
convinced
leap of
that I want
faith.
something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
I saw the true ending. I
Let me
wasn't
prove it.
impressed.
Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Look,
Aha, perhaps you
narrator,
misunderstood.
I saw the
Stanley
ending you
walked
had
through
planned.
the
It didn't
red
impress me.
door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know
What?
so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section
Yeah,
of the
I know.
map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out
A little bit,
specifically
yeah.
for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see.
Good voice
Help
actor,
me
I
here,
will give
Stanley.
you that.
Help elucidate
Very good
these
voice
strange
actor.
and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me.
Puppies!
You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Puppy,
Tell you
puppy,
what, let me take a
puppy.
stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
Yeah, I'll give you a 5.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try.
What?
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Now, how do I not break it? Will it be fine if I go through this door?
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
No.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left
What?
towards danger. You
What
click
the
the
fuck?
button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
What? Oh god. No, bad. Baby, no! Okay, I'm gonna let this happen. Yeah, just go. Go in the fire.
Heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done.
You can't quit.
It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Persona 5?
Let's see. What do we have here? Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
The fuck?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about?
Is that fire
What's
one?
our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture.
I
into
never
the
played
experience of total
Firewatch!
Mental depravity. So far, I love everything.
Is
about
that
this
the
game,
plot?
Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Okay, I guess we're going in nature now. I mean, I've read fan fiction based off Firewatch, where they put the characters from the show I liked in the situation where they were out in the woods watching for fires.
No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
What? No, let me go!
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing, that big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
No, we're
Preferably
enjoying
something with
nature.
walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
What? The fuck? Okay, I don't
Wonderful.
recognize this reference.
See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design.
Is this a soccer
Stanley,
field?
if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Where's the ball? Give me the ball. Give it. To the goal! Oh, this is fun.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better
Are you
than my
winning,
miserable
son?
little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience.
This is providing
I
much
didn't try
enrichment
that.
for my
Here comes another
enclosure.
ball. Yes. Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing,
I'm gonna
doesn't
get it.
Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Woo! Let's get it going! Oh, jump in the goal? Okay, I was having fun. I got distracted by the balls.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun?
Yes.
Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
What?
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my... Hold on. What are you doing?
Well, you said the game was over!
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley.
La-da-da. That would be a real wild time for a monster to jump out of nowhere. Just turn this into Outlast or something. I miss Left 4 Dead. Why didn't they ever make a Left 4 Dead 3? Maybe they will. We're in the age of reboots. Hello?
I wonder what he found.
Not
If what he
much.
wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Okay.
I can wait.
I can wait too. Okay, I think that's enough Stanley Parable for today. I'll play more of this game some other time, but I think I'm good for now. Thanks everyone for joining me on stream. Hope you had fun. Until then, I'll see you next time. Stick around if you want to join a raid I'm going to set up, but for now,